You're watching Thrifty Kaniffy. Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. Today we have something a little different for you guys. If you've been following the channel, you know I've been doing a lot of sow bellies. Well, today is not a sow belly, but it is a Rough Rider from the Brown Stag Bone series. This is model number RR1799. Let's take a look at the box briefly. And magnetic closing lid, RR in the inside, felt liner, and we have a jumbo Stockman for you guys today. The jumbo Stockman is, well, rather jumbo. It is 4 7/8 inch long in the closed position with 3.5 inch clip blade and a 2.5 inch spay blade and a slightly under 2.5 inch sheep's foot. Now the thing about the sheep's foot you'll notice right off is it's got a large body on it. The body of the knife blade is quite big. All the tank stamps are RR, reverse R. And we'll take a little more time to look at the blades in a moment, but here's your tank stamp on the main blade. One thing you'll notice a little different about the clip blade is it's got 2 strike pulls so that you can open this knife in 2 different positions, here and here. The pull on it isn't all that stiff. I'd say it's maybe about a 4, and it drags a little as it closes. As you can see, I have to press it shut, so not exactly the greatest close. It's also got a different shield on it that they've used in the past. This is what they call their stars and bars shield, with stars on the bottom, stripes at the top, and then Rough Rider inside a shield. The fit and finish on this is pretty good. Really pretty minimal gaps between the handle and the bolsters. This has nickel silver bolsters and pins with your R slant bolster on the right side, but only on the front. The reverse spacing is good on the handle as well, and just the stripe and pinch on these bolsters. So the blade drag is happening up here near the pivot. There's good spacing and it's well centered. You can see it's well centered, and these blades don't interfere with one another, but it seems to be rubbing somewhere on the spacer as it closes. And as I showed you, when you shut it, it doesn't close all the way. You have to kind of press it down, which is rather annoying. This knife is $14.99. It's still available at Smoky Mountain Knife Works and other places, but you get a lot of knife for $15. Now, your knife will probably not rub like mine is, but that is rather annoying. As we take a look at the springs, we have brass liners, and a single spacer. There is a bit of gapping here at the top spring, but it's not super wide, so not terribly bad, but it does run almost half the length of the knife. So certainly not a perfect example when you consider the things I've mentioned. Now, this is the only jumbo Stockman that I'm aware of that they've released. They have other Stockmans that are similar in size, but yet just a small bit smaller. I believe this is the only jumbo sized Stockman by Rough Rider. But you get a lot of knife for $14.99. So there's quite a bit to like about this knife. They've done a great job with the bone, and you get a lot of really nice texture there that is really appealing. The die is nice and even, and the handles seem to be pretty consistent from side to side in terms of their color. Not one side much darker or lighter than the other. You do have some transition here near the bolster, as well as on the other side. Nice transitions near the bolsters, which I really like. The shield is a unique touch. I don't know that they've used this in any other series, and it's nice and flush to the handle as well as the pins. So you have a very nice fit and finish aside from the gap that I mentioned and the rubbing on the main blade. Now, the match strike pulls, I don't know that they needed two of them. I probably would have just put one here and been done. I'm not sure that this nail clip, or excuse me, the nail pull here on this front end of the blade is really necessary. It's half covered up anyway, so I'm not really sure why they decided to go with that, but there you have it. And of course the back, these two are quite reachable. I will say that all of the blades do have the half stop, and they have mirror finish. These have a nice walk and talk, quite snappy, unlike the main blade, which I'd say these are about an ideal 7 pull on each of these blades. So this spring seems to be a bit firmer than the spring for the main blade, which I'd say is about a 4. You got an overall length of just over 8 inches. I'd say about 8 1/4. And that's certainly a comfortable handle for your hand and fit. You can definitely hold the choil to prevent the movement of the blade from coming up very far, and should be safe to use in a pretty rugged manner. Not an everyday carry knife. I would say it's too large for that, but if you are out and about on a trip, camping trip, or you have a special activity that you're performing, this would come in very handy for a multitude of uses, and I can see this being a very useful knife in that regard. That's about all I have for you today on this knife. Again, I've got more reviews coming, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Please comment and subscribe. Leave a like if you like, and that'll do it for me today. Take care.